Namaskar dosto, welcome to my new channel Exercise Explained. So today we are going to do lines and angles, the second exercise of it. Hope you like the video. So let's start with it. Figure, find the values of x and y and then show that AB is parallel to CD. What we have got to do over here is we need to first find the value of y, and once we get the value of y, after that we need to find the value of x. Uh, if we could prove that x is equal to y, then we can say by alternate interior angle property that AB is parallel to CD. So as you can see here, angle y is going to be equal to 130 degrees because these two are vertically opposite angles. Since we have got angle y is 130 degrees, now we come back to this point. Now you can see this is a transversal, that is a line which is passing through here. So what we get over here is 50 plus x is equal to 180 degrees, that is linear pair. So this 50 goes to the other side and we get x is equal to 180 minus 50, that is equal to 130 degrees. Now you can see we have got angle x is 130 degrees and angle y is 130 degrees. Since both of them are equal, by alternate interior angles we can say that AB is parallel to CD. Let's get into the next question, that is in figure, if AB is parallel to CD, that means this line is parallel to this line, and CD is parallel to EF, that means this is parallel to this. uh, Y is to Z is equal to 3 is to 7, find X. So what we have to do here is we need to get the value of X, but for that we'll have to find Y and Z also. So see, Y is to Z is given as 3 is to 7. So if we consider a pizza of full size, if we divide it into 10 parts, it is like 3 parts goes for Y and 7 parts goes for Z. So what we do over here is Y we take it as 3A and Z we take it as 7A. I have considered A as a variable. You can consider anything else. Coming to the next thing, now CD is parallel to EF. Now CD and EF are parallel to each other. So what we have to do is angle FRQ plus angle DQR, both of them will be equal to 180 degrees because they are interior adjacent angles. Interior adjacent angles in case of parallel lines sums up to 180 degrees. That's why I have added both of them and we have got it as 180 degrees. Now if I take this FRQ to the other side, what I get is DQR is equal to 180 minus FRQ, that is equal to 180 minus Z, because FRQ is equal to Z, that is given in the question. So we consider that as equation 1. But what happens is PQC is equal to DQR. That means this angle, what you can see here, DQR is equal to PQC. Now PQC is given as angle Y and DQR we just found out that it is equal to 180 minus Z. So I just substitute them, that is PQC is equal to Y and DQR is equal to 180 minus Z. So what we get over here is Y is equal to 180 minus Z. Now let's go back to the starting of the question where we had assumed Y as 3A and Z as 7A. So I just substitute Y as 3A and Z as 7A over here. So what we get is 3A is equal to 180 minus 7A. 7A goes to the left hand side. So 3A plus 7A is equal to 180 degrees. So we get 10A is equal to 180, A is equal to 18. Now we get the value of A. Now we'll be substituting this in Y is equal to 3A. So we get 3 into 18, that is equal to 54 degrees. So that's the value of Y. And next what we got to do is Z is equal to 7A, that is 7 into 18, that is equal to 126 degrees. but the question asks us to find x. So what we will do here is, since AB is parallel to CD, x plus y is going to be equal to 180 degrees because both of them are interior adjacent angles. Now coming here, I just substitute the value of y which we had got here, and we get x plus 54 is equal to 180. X is equal to 180 minus 54, since this goes to the other side, so we get x as 126 degrees. So that's the value of x which we had to find. Let's get into the next question, that is in figure, if AB is parallel to CD, so these two lines are given parallel to each other. EF is perpendicular to CD, that means this angle over here, that is FED, is equal to 90 degrees. GED is given over here as 126 degrees, that means this entire angle over here is 126 degrees. We need to find AGE, that means this big angle over here, and then we need to find GEF, that means this small angle here, that is GE and F, and then we need to find FG and E. That's going to be FG and E, this small angle here. Now since AB is parallel to CD, angle GED will be equal to angle EGA because both of them are alternate interior angles. So we can write angle AGE is equal to 126 degrees. So out of these three, we have already found the value of AGE, that is equal to 126 degrees. Now what we have to do is we need to break this angle into two parts. That means GED, we need to break it into two parts. That means we can write it as GEF plus FED. So GED is equal to GEF plus FED. But here what we know is FED is going to be equal to 90 degrees because EF is perpendicular to CD. So we just substitute the things. GEF remains as GEF plus 90 is equal to 126. So GEF is equal to 126 minus 90. This 90 goes from left hand side to right hand side when we get it as minus 90. So the final answer, we get it over here as 36 degrees. So angle GEF is 36 degrees. Coming to the next one, we need to find FGE. Now if we consider this line, that is AGFB, angle AGE and angle EGF makes linear pair. So we can just add them. That means AGE plus FGE is equal to 180 degrees. That means this big angle plus this small angle is equal to 180 degrees. That is by linear pair. AGE goes to the other side and we get FGE is equal to 180 minus AGE. So that's going to be equal to 180 minus 126, that is equal to 54 degrees. So the question had asked three things. We have got all the three. AGE we got it as 126, GEF we got it as 36, and FGE we got it as 54 degrees. Coming to the next question, in figure PQ is parallel to ST. Angle PQR is 110 degrees. Angle RST is 130 degrees. Find angle QRS. So we need to find this in between angle, that is QR and S. So for this we need to do a small construction. So you can see here I have just drawn a line AB which is parallel to PQ as well as it is parallel to ST. The reason I've drawn it here is I need some base in order to find this. So what we're going to do over here is we will first find the value of QRB, that's going to be equal to 110 degrees because this is 110 degrees, that is PQR is 110 degrees. So QRB will also be equal to 110 degrees over here. So you can see here I have written PQR is equal to QRB, interior alternate angles. So QRB is equal to 110 10 degrees. So we have got this entire angle as 110 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this angle SRB. So once I find this angle SRB, what I'm going to do next is, we already know the value of QRB. So QRB minus SRB is going to be giving me QRS. So you can see here angle TSR plus SRB. So TSR plus SRB is equal to 180 degrees. Since they are interior adjacent angles, these two constitute the interior adjacent angles. So SRB is equal to 180 minus TSR. 180 minus TSR. So TSR we know it as 130. So we get it as 180 minus 130, that is equal to 50 degrees. Now coming to QRB, QRB is going to be equal to QRS plus SRB. I have just written this angle into two parts, that is QRS and SRB. Now we already know the value of this SRB over here. So if we take this SRB to the other side, what we get is QRS is equal to QRB minus of SRB. Now QRB we already know it from here as 110 degrees, and SRB we know it from here as 50 degrees. So I just subtract 50 from 110 and we get it as 60 degrees. That's going to be our answer. Let's get into the next question, that is, in figure AB is parallel to CD. Angle APQ is given as 50 degrees here, and angle PRD is given as 127 degrees. So this angle, this big angle over here is given as 127 degrees. We need to find the value of X and Y. Now we need to consider one thing here. AB is parallel to CD. So can we tell APQ is equal to PQR? Yes, we can. So you can see I have written X is equal to angle QPA is equal to 50 degrees. Since this angle and this angle over here are interior alternate angles. Once we get the value of X, things become simple for us. So what we do is X plus Y is equal to PRD. In triangles you would have studied there is a property which says exterior angle is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles. So that is what we have been using here. PRD can be written as X plus Y. So I have written X plus Y is equal to 127 degrees, or Y is equal to 127 minus X, that is 127 minus 50. So we get it as 77 degrees. So we get the value of Y as 77 degrees and X we already got it as 50 degrees. So that completes the question. Let's get into the next question. In figure, PQ and RS are two mirrors placed parallel to each other. An incident ray AB strikes the mirror PQ at B. The reflected ray moves along the path BC and strikes the mirror RS at C. So what happens is this ray goes here, strikes at B, reflects back, and then strikes at C, and then again reflects back. Reflects back along CD. We need to prove that AB is parallel to CD. For proving it parallel, we'll try and prove that angle ABC is equal to angle BCD. If we can prove that, we can say that these two are interior alternate angles and thus AB is parallel to CD. So we need to do a bit of construction here. So you can see I have done a bit of construction. What I have done over here is at B, I've made a perpendicular. So B is the perpendicular and B is the angular bisector here. So B is perpendicular to PQ and I have drawn CF, that is perpendicular to RS. Now since both of them are angular bisectors, I have written angle ABE as angle M and angle EBC as angle N. BCF is taken as angle X and FCD is taken as angle Y. Now, since these are bisectors, we can definitely tell angle M is equal to angle N and angle X is equal to angle Y, because a bisector divides an angle into two parts. So you can see here I have written angle M is equal to angle N and angle X is equal to angle Y. The reason is basically you would have studied in reflection 8th standard, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So M is equal to N over here and X is equal to Y over here. Now what we do is angle N is equal to angle X. The main reason being both of them are perpendicular and they are perpendicular to the parallel lines. That means BE here is perpendicular with respect to PQ and FC here is perpendicular with respect to RS. So when we have two perpendiculars which are perpendicular with respect to parallel lines, the perpendiculars are also parallel with respect to each other. So that is the whole reason why we write angle N, that you can see over here, is equal to angle X over here. So when angle N and angle X are exactly the same, what we get is, since these two are parallel lines, so that is by alternate interior angles. Now we multiply both sides by 2. Once we multiply both sides by 2, what we get is 2 angle N is equal to 2 angle X. So 2 angle N is nothing but angle ABC and 2 angle X is nothing but angle BCD. So here what we get is ABC is equal to BCD. Since we have proved ABC is equal to BCD, AB is parallel to CD by alternate interior angle axiom. These are few constructions which I have written over here, that is BE is made perpendicular to PQ and FC is made perpendicular to RS. BE bisects angle ABC and FC bisects angle BCD. I hope you liked the video. If you have liked it, do consider subscribing and do tell your friends about this. Thank you.